Skills to come on. I determine humanities and management, Mr. A. Baloy. Mr. A. Baloy, look at teacher like Kadasimu, but I'm not
program director. Manitos is. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Program Director, and all the dignitaries, the organizers of this event. For me, the opportunity to a student, and just share a bit about my journey and a bit of an advice on how to survive in the corporate world. Well, I think I was given 15 minutes, but I'm going to be very brief and succinct, so I'm only going to use maybe 6 minutes and then give you guys 4 minutes to come at the question, because my questions, I won't ask you questions based on something that you'll get on the internet or something that I said. The question would be something that will challenge you on your mind and you speak your mind. Sure. So, I'm preparing a program because I didn't know that I'll be talking today. Our prospective doctor, Mr. Ndzhaka, and just ambushed me because I met up with him somewhere in Pretoria 2 weeks ago, and then he just said, Abate staraba uta le ka Vutivi Ndzhaka, and then he said he's gonna confirm with me. So this morning I drove from Polokwane. No, okay, I'm just coming here to, tanta support and ngiselana mentabota from fellow colleagues. Well, I was approached and then I was informed to repair our program. But here we are. So I'm just going to talk about my background, and I was informed for the agenda to talk about law, as I'm a lawyer. And then I'll talk about different types of lawyers. And then I'll talk about the opportunities in law, and then I'll give you guys a bit of an advice based on how I've seen on my journey of becoming a corporate. So first and foremost, Vitorame, I'm Keran Baloy, Noma Bon, Lakandana Nilan, Shkoron, Genumbangwa, Jacopo, Professor, University, I went to University of Limpopo. So as I'm standing here before you guys, I see myself because I'm not different between men and we all come from the same background. So now because I think let me just give you one thing that showed to me. While I was doing my matric, I was very close to our principal. Our principal was Principal Mutlari. But Principal okay, I always told him, look, I want to be a lawyer. And then Principal was encouraged. I know what, you're going to make it. Because there was this myth where LLB started to want that be better, of which I'm here standing before you guys and trying to encourage you, because that's not true. The people is just for reference purposes. We read normal books like any other field of study. So, to be a lawyer, at high school, you can be a lawyer who study any other subject. But you just need to get good grades. At least get a very good grades and then because these days it's very difficult to LLB with just minimal requirements. At least if you can just maybe average 65 without LO aggregator, then you stand a chance, because yeah, there's a lot of students these days who are doing law, which is not a bad thing, and I'm going to tell you guys when I get to that category. So I'm sure you guys have heard they are attorneys and they are advocates. Actually, I'm going to get there. To be a lawyer, you need to first, we are university, you can only start LLB. If I don't start that LLB, that's your first step to become a lawyer. LLB. Usually universities like VETS and University of Pretoria, I'm not certain about UCT, but another studies another degree, then you do LLB as a postgrad. You do a 3-year degree. Usually it's BA law or what's the other one? BA, usually the BAs. It's BAs, and then afterwards, I think it's 3 years, then you go and do 2 years, then you have your LLB. Then there are universities where you just get in and you do LLB directly. If one were to ask me, which one would you go for between Kuteka, BA in, I'm not the BA, that one, or than to go for LLB directly, I would advise you could look, just go for LLB directly, because for you to complete your LLB, you have to pass at least 40 different types of laws. Those 40 different types of laws, they cover everything. That's why we are office in a lawyer. You would go there as any profession. Like maybe you might be a teacher or an engineer, anything. When you come to me, office in a, and then you'll tell me your problems. And then I will be able at that time to give you a preliminary advice. Why? Because I've studied those things during my LLB. I've studied all different types of laws. So at least I will have an idea of what you're talking about. Then subsequent to that, I'm going to write at least a legal memorandum when I've done my research. So after Logo complete LLB away, that's where another frustrating journey starts. So there are mostly 2 different types of lawyers. There's an advocate, and then there's an attorney. So I know the advocate is one of the most famous lawyers that is known amongst the members of the public. So people always assume that you are an advocate, and that's not the case. And when you tell people that I'm not an advocate, I'm an attorney, people think you are underqualified, and of which that's not true. I'm going to explain to you guys. First, to be an attorney, LLB degree away, you must go to law school. You must understand there's a difference between law school and school of law. I know so far. School of law, when you're talking about school of law, a faculty within the university where you belong. When you go to study LLB, LLB belongs to school of law. So law school, we are talking about a school go after LLB away, but we don't the practical aspects of the law. To tell you, okay, Mr. Baloy, look at client data, this is how you consult with client, this is how you address the magistrate, this is how you address the judge, this is how you address when you go to court, and all those things. And they prepare you for not exam, the one that you need to write to qualify to be an attorney. There are 4 board exams, we call them board exams. So we're there at law school, we are saying at the article. The article is like an internship that you do. Internship, like you come to the law firm, you go trainer. If we are law school first, you can only do it for like 1 year. Then after 1 year, then you write your board exams. If you pass all your board exams, then you we make an application to court for you to be admitted as an attorney. Well, as you have to be what we call, you have to be in good standing. What does good standing mean? It means you must be an example to the community. Of another criminal record, and if you, that's why when you make an application to be admitted as an attorney, application hour before your high court, it has to stand for an inspection. A law society. If anything, some of you are not admit you as an attorney, you have a right to go and object on my appointment as an attorney. So, with that being said, it means from this level, this thing and all those things, it might cost you in your future. So you must try to avoid such things. So after being admitted, you stand before a judge, you'll be represented by another lawyer. You have met all the requirements to be admitted as an attorney, then you get admitted as an attorney. On the other hand, to be an advocate. So to be an attorney precisely, it takes around about at least 6 years for one to qualify to be an attorney. Now we are coming to be an advocate. And to be an advocate, you do an LLB. Look at that LLB aware, you already qualify to be admitted as an advocate. There are two different types of advocate. There's a sidebars. A sidebar advocate, the advocate look at the LLB, and training fair, they just went there to court and get admitted as an advocate. And there are those who belong to the bar. I think this one will be a bit confusing, but let me just put it like this. So look, actually, if you know of a law firm, at the law firm, it's only an attorney that can have a law firm. So the advocate, they belong to a place, we will call it the bar. The bar is just the office, the lawyer, the advocate, now you got like this. Pulukwana bar, the advocate which belongs to the bar, the Pulukwana bar. So for you to qualify to be at the bar, when the training, we call it pupillage. It's only 1 year, and then you write the exam, the bar exam. Then when you pass, you belong to that particular bar. I think currently in the country we have, I think 5 bars. I think there's a new bar, Pulukwana bar. There's Pretoria, there's Joburg, and then there's Cape. I'm not sure whether that one in Mpumalanga already there's a bar there, but that's how it is. So now, the difference between an attorney and an advocate is very important. Look, ordinary problem will have a lawyer. You can never go to an advocate. You go to an attorney. Attorney here from the local, hey, Mr. Baloy, I'm so and so and so now book appointment the office in your way. Then they will schedule an appointment. When we sit down with you, we consult with you, go for the same procedure that you guys do when you go to a doctor. And then if the advocate in the Roabo, they only have one job, is to litigate. Litigation is basically going to court and argue. An attorney is a general practitioner, meaning an attorney can do everything. I can go to court and argue, I consult with clients, I direct. So the advocate, they only go to court after being briefed by an attorney, by being sent by an attorney. Let's say, for example, as an attorney, the 23rd June in Ndzhaka report, I send an advocate, I prepare a bundle of papers and give it to him to say, look, go and represent this client at court. Or, because remember, when the Roabo go argue a court, meaning they are specialists in litigation, a matter is too complex for me to go and argue in court, because it's not only to argue in court, it's, I do a lot of things. I've got, me personally, I think I don't know, I've got maybe around about 80 active cases, excluding my corporate clients. So the advocate, for their job, they are always waiting for attorneys to give them briefs. So sometimes you give it to someone who is special down to litigate and say, when you pay fees, I'm the one who bills you to say, okay, sure, I'm the one who pays the advocate. If you don't pay me as an attorney, the advocate is going to come and sue me, because why? I employ their services. So, and then kuna the in-house counsel, kuna the lawyer later a company, like usually maybe the bank and the Department of Education, they have lawyers within the department. Those ones are in-house counsels. It's mostly attorneys, because the advocate, those are independent people, or people who just graduated with their LLB and then they took that route of being the in-house counsels. Opportunities in law. I know there's many people who are doing LLB currently, and maybe some of you might have been discouraged, and all those things. Yes, kuna the opportunities in one like there's so many opportunities. to give you guys a practical example, everywhere there's law, and every company must have a lawyer. So even example, the Department of Education, so not the lawyer within the department. So now everywhere there's law. They have to follow certain protocols, they have to follow the law. So that's where you guys will have time to shine. So the opportunities can now detail, you can work everywhere. Aguna company the lawyer. And the nice thing about being a lawyer, you don't solely rely on employment for you to be in the corporate field. Like you can open a spaza shop and then you work for yourself and you make a good living. What do I mean by good living? Anyone being in front of a lawyer or a consultant? Anyone? Some me a consultant at lawyer with your parents or something. I just want to ask you a very practical question. You guys know how much lawyers charge? Okay. So just look for a lawyer, just for a lawyer to answer his phone and say, hello, Vutivi Ndzhaka. Yeah, you have to pay. For me, we per call, whether I'm now 1 second or 2 seconds, it's $100, it's 100 rand. For you to come to my office, my hourly fee, 1 hour, I charge 2,000. Yeah. And then for me, over near a court, kuna the court that kuna magistrate court, which is a very low court. There is a High Court, Supreme Court of Appeal, Constitutional Court. So the court that I charge you I'm going to talk about my fees because okay, I'm the one who's here. For me to appear in the magistrate court a day, it's 10,000. For me to appear in High Court, 16,000. Supreme Court of Appeal, 25. Then Constitutional Court is 32. Even if I just go to court in Ofkale Court, I get 10,000. Magistrate Meta proceed. I mean not about 2 seconds. You are still able to pay me that 10,000. Unfortunately. So the opportunity now, like there are so many opportunities. I've seen different dignitaries I'm sure they can confirm in their respective companies they are lawyers. If I'm not the in-house counsels, kuna law firm which they've been assigned to. Yeah, whenever they have legal disputes, they always refer those law firms. Like in my law firm, oh by the way, I didn't say that I have my own law firm. I'm a director of a law firm which is based in Sentin. It's called Baloi LLB. We usually give students the opportunity to go in the university, usually when you're doing a third level. That train just for 2 weeks and then we pay you for that. So the opportunity if you were to ask me personally, okay, if you're given another opportunity to choose another career, which one would you go for? I'll go for law. That's the easiest money you can make in this profession. I'm sure if one of their colleagues here, they will tell you, that's how it works, unfortunately. So, is there anyone, about the lawyer? So, well, before I just want to give you guys a career advice. You know, to those who are watching the news, you will see the economy, it's in a state of a disaster. To the extent that you still have an opportunity to start out fresh, which is a career. Before you choose a career,